Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms here. Um, I it's the middle of the day. It's just about noon, and I've got the sheep on the north side of the property just to try and give some distance from the animals over here. They're in that green bus, or it should be. Yeah, I think everybody's gone on the river now. And it wasn't in a position to move the chicken tractor. I keep saying that. The sheepfold, because I'd already used several spaces on the north side. I'll kind of try and keep that in mind for later, for next year. But I have to kind of go with what I have. And I was thinking in terms of, daughter was getting ready to have babies, and I wanted them to be closer so I could see or hear, and I wasn't thinking in other terms. But so they were all kind of holed up in the sheepfold, and I'm like, well, they do have shade under the sheepfold on both sides, but that shade moves, and mom was lying and she was kind of in the sun, and daughter was over here, and she was kind of fixating over this way, and so I needed to clean out that water trough anyhow. So I found an extra bucket, and I got an extra bucket of water and took the water over there to the sour oranges, and I called them over there. They thought, I have a bucket. Well, maybe I got food. You know how critters are. We all are that way. But I got them up, and I got them out of the sheepfold, and now Mama's grazing, and now daughter and the lambs are now up. They've got a bucket of water there. That bucket is full. Oh, you can see right now. So it's full enough that even the little ones can get into it. I think you can see that. And get out. I know it's jiggly. I apologize. So the lambs will have access to water. They've got the shade right there of the sour oranges. They've got grazing over there. They've got grazing over here. There's one of those Japanese, Chinese ladybugs. Just came and bit me on the arm. They're not like ladybugs. So now the lambs are over there, daughter's over there, there's a nice breeze. She can focus on being over there and be more comfortable and less stressed. So it looks like she's getting ready to lay down. She's just kind of pawing a little bit and looking around, so she's probably getting ready to lay down as well. So that is a good thing. And you just have to deal with where you are. Truth is never based on where you're not. And if you know the truth will set you free. I know I quote that out of context, but it is still true. You're better off with the truth, even in a purely secular sense, than you are with deception. Because deception is a perception, not a fact. And the facts are the facts. Anyway, so there daughter finally goes down to lie down with the babies. So she'll be in the shade there for another half hour, 40 minutes, and hopefully by then she'll be ready to get up and do some more grazing. And the way those sour oranges are, they'll give them shade virtually all day. So, and she is a lot more relaxed. When she was over here in the sheepfold, she was standing and looking south. And at least now, she's relaxed. She's with the lambs. And that's a good thing. I'm going to get back, and I've got water running into this trough. I turned it slow. But one of the things I discovered, kind of what made me pull out my camera, is not that. Now where'd they go? It's this. And you're like, Joyce, are you crazy? What is that? That is what is left of sheep manure. What you're seeing are the diggings of dung beetles, where they take the manure and they dig a hole about 18 inches down, bury it, and lay their eggs in it. And that's how I've been wondering where the dung beetles were. And of course, it's been winter. I guess we're just slightly after the official start of spring. It's St. Patty's Day was just a few days ago, and or a week or so ago. And see, this is what you got. The dung beetles will come in, and they'll bury a hole, and they'll eat the dung, and they'll make a pile out of it, and they'll take it and bury it. And so guess what? That's why so many grazing people use a cafeteria-style mineral supplement for their livestock. Why? Because the livestock know what's missing from the vegetation that they're eating. So they'll go up to the cafeteria-style mineral feeder and get the copper or the zinc or sodium or salt or sulfur or whatever, or copper, or whatever it is that they need. And it may just be like just the tip of a tongueful. Then that works its way through. I think it's about 48 hours for a cow and about 24 hours for a sheep. And then it goes back here. But if you've got dung beetles, guess what it's doing? It's getting drilled, bored into the soil. So you're remineralizing the soil with nature's drillers. And so, with my background in geology, and I was trained to work in the oil industry and did at the beginning of my career until it fell apart, that's when they had the oil embargo and 75% of all the positions were eliminated. And so all the guys that I went to school with ended up going overseas and working overseas, but I didn't have that opportunity because all of those jobs were in Muslim countries, and regrettably as a woman I couldn't get a work permit. So there is actually a dung beetle hole. Let me see if I can get my finger down there so you can get, it's about the size of my index finger. That's a pretty good little hole going 18 inches down. You think it's going to loosen your soil? Do you think it's going to aerate your soil? Absolutely. And so I was kind of wondering. I had never had dung beetles on my property ever until I got my sheep in 2023. I had them for about 6 months, and then late 2023 I had to go and have my knees replaced one at a time, so I wasn't able to stay on the property, and so neither were those sheep. But they're back, and I see them in my compost pile now. Whoops, looks like my water's just run over, and it looks like this video is done. So with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream.